Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm glad that you've stopped by. Today I'm doing something that's a little bit different compared to what I normally do. I have already posted this on my blog, so if you do prefer reading, you're welcome to visit my blog. You will see the address appear at the bottom. But for those of you who don't enjoy reading, I decided that I would post this on my channel so that you can have a good view or listen whenever it suits you. So what am I on about? Well, believe it or not, October is my birthday month, but this birthday is a little bit different because it is a milestone. I turn 40 on the 2nd of October. And that's the big 40. I can't believe it. Time just flies by when you're having fun. So naturally for me, when I have a birthday, I think about life and I think about things. And that has inspired me to make this post, which I call 40 Life Lessons. So it's not something that I got off the internet. It's something that is close to my heart. It's personal life experiences, which I call my 40 Life Lessons. And I hope that it resonates with you. Feel free to leave a comment at the bottom of this video to let me know if there's something that I've missed and if there's anything that stands out for you. I would love to know. So, without further ado, let's look at my 40 life lessons. Enjoy! Lesson number 1. Don't allow what others think to affect your decisions. Gosh, I wish I had learned this lesson sooner. There were just so many things that happened in my life in my younger days where I was so worried about what people thought about me. If I did this, what would they think? If I wore that, what would they say? I stopped myself from doing so many things simply because I was too concerned what others thought of me. It took a lot of sweat and tears over the years where I finally realized that other people's opinions of me don't matter. Unless, of course, those people matter to me. And if they do matter to me, they will let me know. So whether you're going to do something or not, people are going to talk about it anyway. So you may as well do it and enjoy it. That's one of my philosophies in life. Point number 2, or lesson number 2, be present. This is something I've learned recently. And to be quite honest with you, it's something that I still find challenging. When I say be present, I mean be present physically and mentally. In this day of technology, we are so engrossed in our phones, in all sorts of mobile devices. And not just mobile devices, but also the television, PlayStation, Xbox, all of those things. It's like when we are involved in something that consumes our time and our energy, everything else and everyone else around us becomes non-existent. I think it's incredibly concerning if you are a parent and your child is demanding attention and you're busy on your mobile phone. I've also been guilty of that sometimes. That's why I've written a post called Digital Dementia. So if you search for digital dementia on my blog, you will find more information on that. Life lesson number 3. Embrace, accept, and respect diversity. There's just so many different cultures, religions, dress codes. People have so much of diversity, especially in a country like South Africa, which is where I live and I am from. It's important that we understand that we don't necessarily have to always agree with each other, but we need to respect each other's diversity. And being different is absolutely okay. Learn to embrace those differences. Learn to understand what differences other people have. And when you understand those differences, you will build more relationships personally and professionally. Life lesson number 4. Change is good and inevitable. A lot of people are afraid of change because they get so comfortable in their comfort zones that anything that is going to be different is going to scare them. There's also the fear of failure, and you're never going to know if you are actually going to fail unless you try. So in this instance, I say it's okay to swim with the flow instead of going against it. because sometimes change allows us to push ourselves to new limits and look at it in that way, which I think is a positive thing. Life lesson number 5. Remove yourself from gossip and small talk. I cannot stress how important this is. I have had so many experiences where I was in the middle of a conversation of people gossiping about somebody else or about something else, and most of the times these conversations had absolutely no solutions in mind. It was just an office gathering or corridor talk to point fingers at somebody, people that have a blame mentality. And if I told you that I was never involved in gossip, I'd be lying. So I had to learn the hard way, and it's been a while now that I don't engage in such conversations because they add absolutely no value to my life. And if somebody is going to gossip about somebody else, I'm going to ask them, what would you like me to do? How can I help? And if there's absolutely nothing that I can do to help, then there's no point in having that conversation. So take my advice and stay away from such unproductive conversations. Life lesson number 6. Be social savvy. What exactly do I mean about this? Well, when I say be social savvy, specifically I'm referring to the fact that not everybody on social media posts every single detail about their lives. So just like how I experience some challenges in my life, I don't always post about them. There's some things that are personal. So most of us that are very active on social media mostly post positive things. You post happy things. And sometimes it's also not such a good thing because it sort of makes your life look perfect. And we know that we all don't lead perfect lives. So just remember, behind those pretty pictures of travel, of some product, of a nice hairdo, there are real people problems. Problems that I experience, problems that you experience. Okay? So don't be too hard on yourself. And let's look at lesson number 7. Think before you speak. Oh my gosh. I could probably pull all my hair off if I had to give you some indication as to how many times I landed myself in hot water because of this. I'm quite an extrovert, and in group situations and in meetings, I'm normally the one to put my hand up first and to say something when everybody's very quiet and they don't want to have conversations that are challenging. You can trust Nicola to ask a question or to make a comment. Very often I used to try and be the good Samaritan, so sometimes it's things that wouldn't even affect me, but because I knew that there were things that affected people in my team that were not courageous enough to speak up, I would bring the topic up and I'd end up looking like a fool because then nobody else wanted to say anything. So I learned to push myself away from such situations. If it doesn't affect me, then I should not bring it up. Now let's look at life lesson number 8. Celebrate the strengths of other women. And this goes for men as well. But I think this is some type of behavior that's more predominant in women. Women want to compete with each other. Who's got a better hairstyle? Who's got a better car? Who's got a better husband? There's always some sort of competition. Quite honestly, when I'm around women like that, I also distance myself because life is not about competition. The only competition that I'm going to have is with myself. I want to be better than I was the day before. I want to be better than the person I was the week before or years ago. And that's the only person that I'm in competition with. If I am going to look at anybody else, another woman as an example, the reason that I'm going to look at her is because I admire her. She is a role model. And I look up to her and I see things in her that I'd like myself to be, and I'll give her praise and I'll let her know. I could also look at another woman in a negative way and feel good about myself and think, gosh, you were like that a few years ago and look at how much you've grown. So celebrate other women, uplift other women. When you see a woman achieving something Go and congratulate her. Go and share with other people. Don't be jealous. Don't get even. Don't be mean. It does not get you anywhere in life. Life lesson number 9. Make that first move. So when somebody has some sort of a tiff with you, swallow your pride. It's not going to cost you anything. Be the good person. Be the one that makes the first attempt to make things better. Life isn't and should not be about tit for tat. If somebody does you wrong, it doesn't mean that you have to go and do them wrong. So swallow your pride. Say sorry if you really are sorry, not just for the sake of it, but make that initiative. Also, if you've not been in contact with friends and family because life gets busy and you've got so much of things to do, don't have that feeling where you say to yourself, well, I'm not going to contact her because she hasn't contacted me. People get so busy. If you miss somebody and you want to hear from them, pick up the phone, send them a message, go and visit, and let them know that you were thinking of them. You'll be amazed at how appreciative that person may be. We're now looking at life lesson number 10. Sorry, I'm trying not to lose track here. Okay, so life lesson number 10. Don't take things personally. If people say things to you that hurt you, it's because you've allowed them to hurt you. I know that you can't control what others say, but you can control the way that you react to what they say. The 90-10 principle. You can go and Google that if you want to. But really, we could have so much better relationships in life if people didn't take things personally. I've worked with so many people in the past, which actually made me not enjoy that environment because they were not mature enough for me to be able to have an open and honest discussion with them. I'm that kind of person who's very straightforward. If I don't like something about a project, about you, or about whatever, I will tell you. But it's never to hurt you because that's not my intention. The only reason that I would give constructive feedback, and I'm very mindful about the way that I also give the constructive feedback, is because I want to help you and I want to see you grow. And if you think I have a hidden agenda, then you clearly don't know me. So learn not to take things personally. Life lesson number 11. Listen to your inner voice. Again, that gut feeling that people always refer to. Some people call it woman's intuition. I don't know what you want to call it, but when you have that gut feeling and something is telling you, don't trust that person, or don't do this, or check up on this and check up on that, listen to that gut feeling. I would have saved myself from a lot of heartache in the past had I only listened to that gut feeling. Okay, so trust your instincts.